YouTube, welcome to today's video, where I am going to be doing a deck profile for my favorite deck, Utopia. You guys probably thought it was branded or something, but no. Utopia has always been one of my favorite cards ever since I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Back when I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. Yes, that's when I got into the game. And I was very happy when the deck got enough support to become a competitively viable deck. How viable? Pretty good. Like, anything... I guess to say, anything that isn't, like, the top tier decks. I have taken the deck to the NAWCQs up in Indianapolis, and I also went to a regional this weekend. I am recording this video a little bit later than what I had to, because I'm having to re-record it. But, oh well. I played against a plethora of decks. Played against Malice, Vanquished Soul, Mitsurugi, Ryzel, Orchist, Memento, Morganite Stun, on and on. And here, I'm going to get into show y'all what I was playing, and I'll go over a few changes, and I might go over a few changes that I'm planning on making. So first up, we've got 3 copies of our Go 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 Goblinberg, one of our starters. 3 copies of Do Warrior, another one of our starters, and 3 copies of Utopia, yet another starter. All 3 of these guys are easy 1-card starters, and these 2 are very nice extenders. So, this guy, when normal summon, lets you special summon any non-warrior Go 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 monster from hand, deck, or graveyard. When he is detached from an Xyz monster to activate that monster's effects, you get to search for a Do monster. This one, you send another Do from deck to grave. It can be another copy of Warrior here, as cost, and you special summon him from the hand as a level 4 with 1800 attack. And when he's detached, you get to search for a Zubaba monster. And this one, if you control an Xyz monster, or if an Xyz monster is on the field, you do not have to control it. Never mind. If an Xyz monster is on the field, you can special summon him from the hand. Once a turn, you can also send another card from your hand or field to the graveyard that is in itself to search for an Xyz, Onomot, Zexal, or Number spell or trap card. Then, I've also got 2 copies of our Do Dwarf Go 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 Glove and 2 copies of Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat. So this one here, I'll go over him first. If you control a Gaga or Zubaba monster, you can special summon him from the hand. And while he's on the field, you can target a Do or Go 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 in your graveyard and special summon it. This one, while he's on the field, you can special summon a Gaga or Zubaba monster from your hand. And while he's in the graveyard, if you control a Do or Go 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 monster, you can special summon him. Now, one thing, in the next main set, which is Doom of Dimensions, I believe, we will be getting Onomato Kage, and when we get him, I will be cutting this guy down to 1. And honestly, something I am thinking about doing is actually cutting Goblinberg, Go 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 Goblinberg here down to 2. That is an idea that has crossed my mind, but who knows? Might as well experiment and see where we go. This is the first rendition of the deck, and it's done pretty well. The only problems I've really encountered is opening too much engine and not enough non-engine when I'm needing something else, you know. But I feel like that's a problem that just about any deck can really run into. Next up, got a whole handful of one-ofs. We got Utopic Onomatopia, which when Onomato Kage comes out, this card will be being cut from the deck. Right now, as it stands, he is fine to have. He is another name, and he is an Onomot monster to be searched off pickup. And he always treats himself as the 4 sub-archetypes. And he also has the effect where you can special summon from your hand in defense position up to one Gagaga, Go-Go-Go, Do-Do-Do, and Zubaba monster from your hand. So it's fine, but once we get Onomatsu Kage, who can special summon himself just by controlling any one of the things, I'm planning on running 2 of that. So, but Utopic Onomatopoeia is fine to run at 1. Then I've also got 1 Gagaga Ganbara Knight. So with this one, you can reveal a Gagaga monster in your extra deck, and then special summon him. Then you can apply one of the following effects: either change the battle position of a monster on the field, or special summon another Gagaga from hand. And when he is detached to activate and Xyz monster's effects, you can search for a Go-Go-Go monster. And then 1 copy of Zubaba Knight. Had to count the syllables there. So this one is technically a 1-card full combo, but the reason why I only play 1 of him is because his level is 3, so if he gets disrupted, you're stuck with a 3 on the field, and you won't be able to do anything about that unless you have Onomatsu Pickup on the field to modulate levels. Plus, his combo, you do not get to outright search for your traps. So, but what he does do, so when he is normal or special summoned, you can either destroy a level 4 lower defense position monster the opponent controls, which isn't probably going to happen, or you can add a Zubaba monster from your deck to your hand, and then his level changes to become that monster's level. So you search for Zubaba Bancho, Gagaga Coat, and he becomes level 4, and then you can just outright summon out Coat because you have him on the field, or you know. Next up, we've got 1 copy of Zexal Server Ascended Sage, or ZS Ascended Sage, I guess I should say. So I'm only running 1 copy of him. I remember before I was running 3, but realistically, opening him isn't great. Sure, you can special summon him for free if you have absolutely no cards on the field, but I feel like once you've used him for his intended purpose, which is to summon Utopia and then grab a rank up magic spell, you really don't need another one unless you're playing multiple copies, multiple rank up magic spells, which in this deck I am not. I am only running 1, so you know, once I use him, that's kind of it. I don't really want to see him very much, but yeah. Then we've got the 1 Zexal Weapon, or ZW, Pegasus Twin Sabers. So he can't equip from a hand to a Utopia, only from the field. So you typically just want him in the deck, so that way you can equip him off of ultimately a Utopia Ray. But what he does, gives 1,000 attack points to the Utopia monster he is equipped to, and once per turn, when the opponent attempts to resolve a monster effect that they activated on the field, you can negate the effect. So pretty much, this is our own built-in Raizo Cross. Only you don't have to detach material from it. It just needs to be equipped. And then I've also got 1 copy of Zexal Weapon Azura Strike. So this one can be equipped from the hand, and I do play it as an extra name and kind of for a reason of main decking a going second card. The equipped Utopia gains 1,000 attack points and can attack every monster the opponent controls once each. So equip it onto the OG Utopia, and boom, you've got Ultimate Conductor Tyranno effectively. Then I guess for hand traps, non-engine monsters, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 3 copies of Molcharmi Fulos, 1 Nib, 1 Droll. I was experimenting with this style of deck building for a little bit, just squeezing in as much little pieces of non-engine as you can, and so far it has worked out well. I might try to squeeze in a second copy of Droll, or just throw in a one of Bruley or something. I'm still experimenting, like I said, first rendition of the deck. So it has worked out favorably, and I do side extra copies of these two. I was siding extra copies of these two, but things are subject to change, so I'll update once I got some good results. And that's it for the monsters. Moving on to the spells. We got 3 copies of our Onomatopoeia, 3 copies of Onomato Pickup, and 1 copy of our Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force. So, Onomato Pickup, when it's activated, lets you add any Onomat card from your deck to your hand. And once a turn, you can target a Gaga, Go Go Go, Do Do Do, or Zubaba monster you control that has a level. All monsters you control with a level become that monster's level. So, if you steal an opponent's monster, then you can force it to become level 4. Well, as many of their monsters that you stole as that you have. And then Onomatopoeia. So, you send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to activate it, and then you can add up to 2 cards. Let's see here. The exact wording is, add up to 2 of these monsters from your deck to your hand. You cannot add 2 from the same category. So, one Zubaba, 1 Gaga, 1 Go Go Go, or 1 Do Do Do. Now, one quick little ruling aside, since there are monsters with multiple of the archetypal names. So, if you were to add Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat, you could add another Zubaba monster or another Gaga monster. You could even add 2 copies of this card, because they would not both be treated as being the same category. One would be your Zubaba, one would be your Gaga. Same concept applies for any of these. This guy will be treated as anything but the same archetype as the other one added. So, pretty neat. And then, Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force, target a rank 9 or lower Utopia, special summon a rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic monster, transfer materials, all that good stuff. And then if an Xyz monster is special summoned by the effect of a rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic, attach this card to it as material. Alright, next up for our non-engine spells, we got 3 copies of our Forbidden Droplets, 1 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Triple Tactics Thrust, Rhoda, Called By, Cross Out. Yeah, another reason why I was running those weird, wacky, and wonderful one-of hand traps, just to have Cross Out Designator in here. Well, Cross Out Designator came after, but whatever. The rest of these self-explanatory, And then for our traps, we got 3 traps. We got Unbreakable Xyz Barrier, standard counter trap, control an Xyz monster, negate a spell, trap card, or monster effect activation. And then you have the option to detach 2 materials from any Xyz monsters you control, plural, so you can detach 1 from one from another, and then you can destroy another card on the field. Well, you can destroy a card on the field, if you so choose. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and then target an Xyz monster you control, attach 1 light Utopia or Utopic monster from your graveyard to it as material. Next up is a spicy tech I've been playing, Xyz Poseidon Splash, which is a normal trap, so thrust. And since it has Xyz in the name, it is searchable by our own engine. So what it does, if you control an Xyz monster that has another Xyz monster as material, you can declare 1 monster attribute from those on the field, destroy all those monsters. So if I control a thing, call dark, all dark monsters on the field will be destroyed. Except for monsters equipped with an equip spell. Let me go ahead and throw that in there. It will not destroy anything equipped with an equip spell. And then I've also got the 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence. This also does have a graveyard effect, where you can banish it from the graveyard, then detach material from an Xyz monster you control to special summon a fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from grave, but I don't run any of those. I don't run anything with those types in here, so that's never coming up unless we to get new Zexal, unless I decide to run freaking Zexal Weapon Ultimate Shield or run a Shark Engine, but I'm not doing that. That's it for the main deck. That was 45 cards. I guess one thing I am considering is dropping a copy of Onomato Pickup down to 2, just so that way you play into Droll a little less and can keep it within 45. I guess you could just go right down to 43, cutting out a copy of Go 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 Goblinberg as well as a copy of Onomato Pickup, but again, experiments. See what works for you. That's what I'm doing, and I am taking little breaks to grab something to drink because my throat is dry. I think I caught something. For the extra deck, we got the one copy of number 39 Utopia, and this is a legal card to play. It's the Starlight Rare Astral print that came from Battles of Legends Armageddon a few years ago, 5 years ago to be exact. One copy of Chaos number 39 or number C39 Utopia Ray. You could swap this out for number S39 Utopia Prime, but I mean it doesn't really matter which one you run because you're only using it to be able to get 4 materials under. Number 99 Utopia Dragonar. So one of the Utopias we got back in Brothers of Legends. So you can detach 2 materials from him to special summon 1 number Xyz monster from the extra deck with between 1 and 100, treating it as an Xyz summon, but during the turn you activate that effect, you cannot attack directly except with Utopia Dragonar, and you can only special summon from the extra deck Xyz monsters. So, and here's one of our main targets, Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. So he is always treated as having the same name as number C39 Utopia Ray, so he does count as a number. And then his effects, both are soft ones per turn. You can detach 1 material from him to equip a Zexal Weapon monster from your extra deck or main deck to it, treating it as it being equipped by its own effect. And this activation and effect cannot be negated. So if your opponent decides they're gonna hit you with a Solemn Strike, just say, cool, chain resolves, equip Pegasus Twin Saber, or Asura Strike, or whatever you decide to play. And then his other effect, while he is equipped, once per turn, while he is equipped with a Zexal Weapon monster card, as a quick effect, you can target 1 monster the opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, half its attack, and this change is permanent. Next up, we have, for our final Utopia, number 39, Utopia Rising. So, when he is special summoned, you can target 1 number monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then you can detach the materials he has from him to and then reattach them to the monster you summoned. Then, if you Xyz summon while he is in the graveyard, you can special summon him, but banish him when he leaves the field. So, no, I am not playing Utopia Double. I figured that since the deck plays hard enough into Droll as is, I don't want to play into that going second, and risk having my best going second engine kind of screwed. Plus, the deck can already kind of OTK pretty easily without Utopia Double, thanks to some of the new support we got, and some other tech cards that I am running. So, yeah, that's it for the Utopias. Now for the Utopics. Future number 0, Utopic Future. So, for this one, we all know him as the bridge for Future number 0, Utopic Draco Future. We all know what he does. I'll skip explaining him, but for him, so neither player takes any battle damage from battles involving him, and he cannot be destroyed in battle. At the end of the damage step, if he battled an opponent's monster, doesn't matter who attacked, you can take control of that monster until the end of the battle phase, and if he would be destroyed by a card effect, you can detach material from him instead. So this effect to steal an opponent's monster actually has come up a decent bit since I started playing the deck, and it feels pretty good getting it off, especially since one of the new cards allows him to attack twice, so you can steal 2 of your opponent's monsters to help clear the board and get in a lot more damage. And then we have also got the new one, Future Number 0, Utopic Future Zexal. So, one thing to note about him, other than these 2, you can use number cards to Xyz summon him. These 2 you cannot, well, if you're going to hard make him using 3 Xyz monsters with the same rank. What I mean by that is what I mean, not, just stacking him on top of Utopia or Utopic Future. So, you can use numbers to Xyz summon him, and his effects are as follows. He gains 500 attack for every rank of Xyz monster that you have on your side of the field and that are in your opponent's graveyard. While he's on the field, your opponent cannot target other cards on the field for effects or for attacks. He's the only card that the opponent can target for anything, period. And once a turn, when the opponent activates a card or effect on the field, you can detach 1 material from him to steal one of your opponent's monsters permanently. Also, he cannot be destroyed in battle or by card effects that turn. So, that effect right there, it doesn't matter if you steal an opponent's monster or not, he is immune to destruction for the turn. So, pretty nice. Feels really good getting him up to big numbers by having a bunch of rank 4s and a rank 12 on the field, and then being able to attack twice with him. So, and here's some non-Utopia and non-Utopic number cards that I play. Number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Number 60, Dagarsa Timeless. We all know what these 2 do. We know what their function is for. And then number 92, Hard Earth Dragon. So this one I play because of decks like Labyrinth, Odeon, Morganite Stun, any of them more back row control stun style decks that when going second will typically just set a bunch of back row. What he is used for is during the opponent's end phase after they've set 5 past, or against anything really, when they are trying to just set a couple of cards and just try to see if they can survive a turn. If you haven't used Dragonar to summon out Hope Harbinger, then during their end phase, you use Dragonar to special summon out Hard Earth Dragon here, and then attach Hyper Rank of Magic Utopia Force to him as material, and then you activate his effect, detaching the material to banish every card that the opponent has summoned or set that turn. His other effects: he can't be destroyed in battle, and your opponent takes any battle damage from battles involving him. And if he is destroyed while he has material, you can special summon him from the graveyard, and he gains 1,000 attack points for every banished card. I also just like Hard Earth Dragon, so I want to keep him in there. Alright, now we are done with numbers. That was 11 number cards. Now we got Zexal Server Utopic Sage, so you detach 2 materials from him to special summon a Zexal Server or Zexal Weapon from your deck. And then you are locked into Xyz monsters for the rest of the turn. Also, only number monsters can attack for the rest of the turn. Also, if a Utopia or Utopic monster you control whose original attribute is light would be destroyed except for your Utopic Sage, you can banish him from the field or the graveyard instead to protect those monsters. So one more way to protect, that's one way to protect, Utopia Dragonar in the event that you have to Xyz Poseidon Splash Call Light, and he's not equipped with anything. Next up, we've got Gaga Girl. So, if she has one of the 4 archetypes under her, as material. Now, it does not have to be monsters. It could be a Gaga spell card attached to her as material. Doesn't matter as long as it has Gaga, Go Go Go, Do Do Do, or Zubaba in the name. You can detach one material from her to add any Automont, Zexal, or Gaga card from your deck to your hand. And then a Utopic Future Xyz monster that has her as material, was special Xyz summoned using her as material, gains the effect where when it is Xyz summoned, it can attack twice during the battle phase. What reason why I was being specific was that was if you use her and summon Utopic Future and then put Utopic Draco Future on top of him, on top of Utopic Future, Utopic Draco Future could activate the effect to allow him to attack twice that turn. Now, next up we got Gaga Magician. So, you can detach a material from him, target an Xyz monster in your graveyard except for another copy of him, special summon it with its effects negated. Then, if a Utopic Future Xyz monster that has him as material gains the effect, during your main phase, you can detach 2 materials from this card, then target one Xyz monster you control until the end of the turn, change its attack to 4,000, and negate its effects. And last but not least, Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. We all know what he does, and you guys can probably guess another card that I'm running because I'm running him. That was it for the extra deck, 15 cards, obviously. Now for the side, 2 copies of Artifact Lancia, the other 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, and 1 more copy of Nibiru the Primal Being. I do want to make room for more Charmies, just so that way you can dig deeper, get more of the good stuff. Going second, but I'll figure it out. Next up, we have 1 copy of Gaga Cowboy. I don't know his purpose. And then number 68, Santa Fall in the Sky Prison. So this card, after some experimenting, I don't really like it that much anymore. So what he does, he gains 100 attack and defense points for every monster in both graveyards. And once per turn, you can detach 1 material from him, and until the end of the opponent's next turn, he cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyard. Pretty good against some decks, but I don't really love it anymore. Might take him out, might not. On to spells. We got 2 more copies of Triple Tactics Thrust, 2 Lightning Storm, and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. Because, we got more of them fun back row decks in the format. And here are some normal traps. Dimensional Barrier, the Black Goat Laughs, and you probably guessed it, Harpy's Feather Storm. This card needs to go. But yeah. So yeah, we got Thrust to search up some more of our good generic back row, going first and second. And that's about it for the deck profile. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys some of the 1-card combos that the deck has. Starting with our Go 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 Goblinberg. So we want to start off, we normal summon Go 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 Goblinberg, use his effect to special summon out our Do 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 Dwarf Go 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 Glove, and he goes to defense position. Next, we'll overlay and bring out Gaga Girl. We'll use her effect, detaching our Goblinberg to grab Xyz Unbreakable Barrier. Next, we'll use the effect of Goblinberg to search for our warrior. We'll use Do 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 Warrior, sending our second copy of Do 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 Dwarf to the grave to special summon him as a level 4 with 1800 attack. Then use our Dwarf's effect to special summon him back from the graveyard. Overlay these 2. for Zexal Server Utopic Sage. Next, we'll use Utopic Sage's effect to special summon out Zexal Server Ascended Sage. I put the cards in wrong. I'm trying to make this as easy for myself as possible. Then we'll use the effect of Do Warrior to grab Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat. Here, you'll use Coat's effect to special summon him from the graveyard. Until we get Onomato Kage, you really won't be using his effect to special summon one from the graveyard. The reason why I'm grabbing him here is because we need the extender since we have a Gaga monster on the field to special summon. Once Onomato Kage comes out, though, this will be Onomato Kage, what we summon off Goblinberg. So once we use these two to Xyz summon into Utopic Future, we'll have Onomato Kage in graveyard. But that'll be a whole other thing. Then, now that we have Future, we go into Utopic Draco Future. Next up, we overlay these two for Utopia. Use the effect of Ascended Sage to grab our Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopia Force. Overlay again for Utopia Ray. Activate Utopia Force to grab Utopia Dragonar. Then use Dragonar's effect, detaching two. I always like to detach Utopia and whatever isn't our Zexal server. Then we special summon out Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. Here, we activate the effect of the Hyper Rank Up Magic to attach itself to Utopia Ray. Use Utopia Ray's effect, equip him with Pegasus Twin Saber, and from here we just set our Xyz Unbreakable Barrier, and like that, that's our combo. On the opponent's turn, we have a special summon off of Dragonar. We have all three monster negates here, and then we have our trap. Now this can be Xyz Poseidon Splash if you want to. If you're going into a blind matchup, then you can make Xyz Poseidon Splash instead, just so that way you have a non-negate disruption for a board nuke. And yeah. Okay, next up, I'll be showing us a one-card combo using our Do Warrior. So use his effect, special summon Sending Glove. Glove effect to resurrect himself. Overlay these two for Zexal Server Ascended Sage. You want to go Sage here because you want to detach both materials to then special summon out our Ascended Sage. I don't know if I said it, but you know what I mean. Special summon Ascended Sage, then use the effect of Warrior to grab our Zubaba Knight. Here you'll normal summon out Knight, use his effect to search for Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat, and then since we control a Zubaba monster, we special summon. Next we use Coat's effect to special summon back out our Dwarf Go Glove. And here we overlay these two for Gaga Girl. Detach our Zubaba Knight, grab our trap, and then Zubaba Knight can search for a Gaga monster. As follow-up, we can just go ahead and go for our Gaga Ganbara Knight, because why not? Next, we'll take these two, overlay for Utopic Future, then we go for Draco Future, overlay these two for Utopia, then grab our Hyper Rank Up Magic, Utopia Ray, activate the Hyper Rank Up Magic to summon out Dragonar, detach two, bring out Ultimate Leo, attach, detach, equip, set, and there you have it. Next up, I'm going to show you our combo starting with Astrotopia. Now you do need a couple of cards to send for its effect. So you'll normal summon out Astrotopia, use its effect, discarding your blank to grab Onomatoparia. Activate Onomatoparia, sending our other blank to grab Do Warrior and our Gaga Ganbara Knight. You'll be grabbing him anyway later on. Like this one, you can change up the sequencing a bit, but this is how I'm going to sequence it. Next up, we'll use Do Warrior, special summon himself by sending Glove. Activate Glove's effect to special summon him. Now here, make sure you use these two as material. Since we used our normal summon, we're going to want to keep him on the field to really get the most out of our extension. So take these two, overlay for Girl, use Girl's effect to grab our trap, activate Do Warrior to grab Zubababa Knight, activate the effect of Dwarf to summon out our Knight, activate Knight to add Coat, and he becomes level 4. And here, you can play around, you can actually play around Nib pretty well here. So, summon out, like, if they nib you here, it hardly matters. So, summon out our Utopic Sage, detach, special summon out Ascended Sage. You can use Zubababa Knight to grab for another Gagaga monster, so I guess just go ahead and say you grab another Gagaga Coat for follow-up. Next, overlay these two for Utopic Future, and then they have to nib you here, otherwise they won't get to at all. Next, you'll use the effect of your Gambara Knight, reveal this, special summon himself, as well as Coat, activate the effect of Coat to special summon back out our Dwarf. Then you can take these two, overlay for Utopia, use Ascended Sage to grab our Hyper Rank Up Magic, Utopia Ray, activate the Rank Up Magic spell, summon out. Next you detach, you can detach either one, you can detach either Utopia, make sure you attach one of the two Utopias, and then you can also grab that to special summon out Ultimate Leo. Then Chainlink 1 Gambara Knight to search for a Go-Go-Go monster. Chainlink 2 this to attach. Grab our Go-Go-Go Goblinberg. Detach. Equip. Then you can take these two, overlay for number 39 Utopia Rising. Use his effect to special summon back out the Utopia you detached previously. Does not matter here if you transfer materials or not, because we are going to take these two and overlay them for future number 0 Utopic Future Zexal. Set trap, and there you go. Now, while you do have to commit two discards in order to get this combo going, you do get 2 cards that are guaranteed for follow-up. And there you have it. There you have your combo. And there you have the Utopia deck profile that I took to Nationals and to a Regionals. Gonna make some slight tweaks to it before the next big event comes around. Might take it to Dueling Book Rated and see how that goes. I might try to stream Dueling Book Rated, but yeah, I don't think I'm big enough to have stream snipers, but you never know. There could always be somebody being a scumbag. But, yeah, that's about it. So, if you like the video and you want to see more deck profiles, go ahead and know what to do. And if you want some pretty good accessories for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the TCG, I recommend checking out smarttcg.com. Where you can get some amazing field centers like this Mirror Jade or this Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. They also have some of Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, as well as the Bestial Lubellion, and they also have a plethora of really good mats. One cool thing about the mats and the field centers is they have a chip in the back that you can tap with your phone, and you can program this to show whatever when someone taps. So if somebody asks you for your deck profile, just say, tap your phone to my field center, and boom. That's about it. So, yeah, if you enjoyed the video, want to see more deck profiles, or just want to see me goofing around playing some video games, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.